IsraAID is Israel's leading non-profit humanitarian aid organization.
We work all over the world in all kinds of crises, whether it's a refugee crisis or there's been a natural event, a hurricane, an earthquake, something of that sort.
IsraAID makes a huge effort right after a disaster to be the first one to come in.
We're doing immediate relief. We usually arrive on the ground within the first 72 hours to provide medical support, trauma counseling, provide people with access to clean water.
We do everything as quickly as possible and organize and send a team out there to do the assessments and give the people at least the immediate relief.
But even more important, we stay. We stay in countries for a period between 2 years, 3 years, and sometimes even 8 years to help the communities build back better, to help them rebuild their lives and develop community resilience.
So we try to build long-term projects.
To go into different communities in different parts of the world where there is magnitudes of needs, but work with the populations to create their own solutions.
So while we do send teams of international humanitarian aid experts, the first thing we do when we arrive anywhere is find local partners, because obviously people from the community understand what their issues are, and also everything we do is about building solutions together.
I think the only time where you can truly make a big impact on a community is where you really build trust within the community. And that's what IsraAID does so well.
I believe IsraAID exists to show that communities can drive change, and that is really what drives the work that we do.
So I'm here in Tajikistan, and the reason I'm here right now is because we're in the middle of a rescue operation of some of the most vulnerable girls and women from Afghanistan.
A group of 125 Afghans trying to find a way out by land or by air, staying in secret safe houses along the way, for some, new passports made by Afghan diplomats abroad transferred into the country. IsraAID had never before undertaken such an ambitious rescue operation.
Thanks to a lot of creativity, innovation, connections, partnerships, diplomacy, and support from so many people around the world, we were able to rescue 42 girls and family members from the first Afghan cycling team, which was the first kind of joint humanitarian mission between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, where they are now safe.
IsraAID mobilizes to any country regardless of ethnicity, political, or any other affiliation, and we've actually done so in countries that don't even have diplomatic relations with Israel, such as Indonesia and Iraq. So we've proved that IsraAID responds to any disaster around the world regardless of where it is or what religion or what the politics are of that region.
Israel is a strong country with a lot to offer. There's a lot of technology, a lot of innovation, a lot of solutions, a lot of creativity coming from this country. It's my responsibility, it's our responsibility to ensure that those things don't just stop here, that they are provided to other places.
For me, I do feel that it's a part of me to help others, and I think that's what IsraAID also feels and brings, that they feel it's the right thing to do, and it's what we should do.
IsraAID's been working with refugee communities all over the world, including in Greece, in Colombia, in Germany, in South Sudan, in Uganda, and in Kenya.
I've led missions in Japan after the tsunami or in Nepal after the earthquake, and I've seen how being very nimble, being very flexible with a small but highly professional team enabled us to save lives, to be there first, to find very creative solutions where other much bigger organizations were stuck in the airport dealing with customs while we were already pulling people out of the rubble.
IsraAID's impact is huge, and we won't just be there for the week, for 2 weeks. We'll be there for the long term, as long as it's needed, working hand in hand with the community, really to have a long-term sustainable approach.
I am very proud to be a water engineer for IsraAID, and I think that the work that we have done together with IsraAID in the last 4 years has been incredible and has truly made a huge impact on these local communities.
Without IsraAID, I wouldn't be this confident young African woman leader serving my own population in Uganda, in Kenya. I see it as an inspiration for many other younger African females. IsraAID is a small organization, but our impact is really huge, and that's testament in all the operations we have across the world. Your donation will make a massive impact in the crucial work that we do.
So really, after 20 years of operation, providing support and aid to millions, we as an organization that is humble in size and huge in impact need your support more than ever.
Because wherever there's an emergency or crisis in the world, IsraAID will be there. And we'll work together with a local community in partnership so that they can build a better future.